Hey everyone, welcome to Benzi's Book Club. My name is Benzi. Today we're going to be talking about something that nobody really likes doing. We're talking about waking up early. And by early, I mean before the sun comes up. Because according to this book right here, it might just change your life. Today we're going to be diving into The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, a book that promises to make you more focused, successful, and determined, all by waking up at 5 a.m. But that sounds a little intense to me. Like this video if you wake up at 5 a.m. every day. That probably wasn't a good thing because I ain't gonna get no likes. How about this? Like the video if you don't wake up at 5 a.m. every day. Oh, but for real, it seems a little bit unrealistic. Does waking up at 5 a.m. every day actually make you a better person? Well, you're in luck because I read the book, I tried it, and I'm here to give you the tea. So stick around because we're gonna be breaking down the meat and potatoes of this book, what I loved, some things I didn't really care for, and whether or not if you should read this book. So you might be thinking, well, Benzi, what's the 5 a.m. Club even really about? Robin Sharma is an international bestseller author of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And he teaches a morning routine that's designed to make you into your most productive, successful self. So let me break it down for you. Let me give you the premise of the book. I'm gonna set the scene for you, sis. So there's this girl. She's a struggling entrepreneur. She owns a business, but her business partners are shisty. They don't like her. They're trying to kill her and take her portion of the business. So she's down on her luck. She has her 13th reason. She's this close to quitting. She's at home. On her desk, she sees a ticket to a business conference. So she thinks, why not? There's this guy who is a struggling artist. He's a painter and he wants to be the next Picasso. So he somehow ends up at this conference. So the guy and the girl, they sit next to each other at the conference. They don't know each other. Talk about serendipity. The third character is the billionaire. He's at this conference, but he's dressed like a homeless man. He strikes up a conversation with the guy and the girl, convinces them to come to his private island where he inducts them into the Illuminati. No, I'm just kidding. He inducts them into the 5 a.m. Club. The fourth character is this man called the Spellbinder. He is the all-wise, all-knowing business guru who was speaking at the business conference, and he is best friends with the billionaire dressed as a homeless man. Go figure. And so pretty much the 5 a.m. Club is this whole philosophy where you wake up at 5 a.m., follow a structured morning routine, and you watch your life transform. Okay, that sounds nice and all, but there's some science to it. So if you're taking notes, write this down. Remember, if you don't remember anything else, remember the 20-20-20 rule. Now, I know what you're thinking. COVID, not that 2020. A different kind of 20-20-20 rule, okay? Trust me. The 20-20-20 rule goes something like this. After your beautiful self wakes up at 5 a.m., the first thing you're gonna wanna do is 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of reflection, and 20 minutes of learning. 20 minutes of exercise could be taking the dog for a walk, cycling, a jog around the neighborhood, hitting the gym. Those are just a few examples. 20 minutes of reflection could be praying, journaling, meditation, yoga, anything that brings your awareness back to your inner peace. Lastly, 20 minutes of learning. That could be reading, listening to an audiobook, or listening to a podcast. It's basically a mix of self-discipline, time management, and mindset shifts all wrapped up into a pretty little fictional story for you. Okay, now let's get into the good stuff. I think this book has a powerful message. Like, I think he's onto something here. I think that it does make you a better human being. I think that it does give you the motivation to do the hard things. I think it does give you time to focus before things get so crazy. Like, this is a concept that has been around since the beginning of time. Let me read you a quote. The quote is from Aristotle. It says, "It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom." Simple. I like that. Something else I really liked, which I feel like had a lot of flexibility, was the 20-20-20 rule. And I loved its practicality. Like, get up, move around, reflect, and learn something new. Like, how much easier could it be? You're telling me if I do all of this in the morning when I wake up, my life will be changed? Deal. Sign me up. I also liked his motivational style of writing. It's very inspirational and he uses a lot of strong language. This is something that you have to do for 166 days. At the 166 day mark, then it kind of becomes automatic. It becomes a habit. But up until then, he gives you the motivation and the keys to keep going and have your why. For why you're doing this, why it's important, and what you're going to get out of it. I loved it for its emphasis on like the mindset and mentality. It reminded me a lot of Mamba mentality, Warriors mentality, the grind. I like that it's more so about habit building, managing your time, and protecting your peace. Cause sis, you gotta protect your peace. I'll read you another one of my favorite quotes. It's a quote from Oscar Wilde. "With freedom, books, flowers, and the moon. Who could not be happy? Simple. Who cannot be happy? Books, flowers, moon, I'm happy. I ate that up for breakfast, y'all. I love that. I love quotes. I live in quote. If your book has a quote in it, it's automatically getting like 2 stars from me. It's just something about quotes. Like they just eat. They resonate with me. I love them. The guy and the girl, they fall in love and they end up getting married, and he writes for her a beautiful poem on page 262, and it's titled May We Never Say Goodbye. And y'all, that had me in tears. When I tell you I cried, one of the most beautiful poems. I feel like a lot of the concepts in this book were really simple yet powerful, easy to implement, and allowed for flexibility, so I was really able to like take the things I learned from this book and really make them my own. And if I'm being real, like, no, I was not waking up every day at 5 a.m. I found the 5 a.m. Club on Kindle Unlimited and I started reading it, and I was hooked after reading the first chapter. It was something that took a while for me to implement. I started waking up at 8 a.m. and then I got to 7 a.m. and then 6 a.m. and then that's when I started incorporating like exercise in the morning, going to a spin class, moving my workout routine from the evening time to the morning time, just really playing around with it to really figure out what worked for me. And the order, working out obviously first, but sometimes I like switch around the reading, reflection time. I just kind of like go with the flow, but as long as it all gets done and like I can check it off my planner at the end of the day, then I'm happy. And there were some days I purposefully didn't do it just to see like how it would feel. And honestly, on the days that I didn't, felt like I had less control. And yeah, 20, I didn't get so hung up on the 20 minutes. Sometimes I'm at the gym for an hour. Sometimes journaling takes me 15 minutes. Sometimes it takes me 5. Sometimes it takes me 20 if I have a lot that I need to like release. So don't get so hung up on the 20, more so just making sure that each task gets done. Okay, now I'm gonna give you the real about things that I didn't really care for. So although I liked the motivational and inspirational language used, I didn't really care for the storytelling format, and by that I mean how it's written as a fable, because sometimes I felt dialogue between the characters was a bit overdone and extra and dramatic, mainly from the billionaire, but I guess in the end it kind of makes sense because the billionaire ends up dying. Oh, so sad. Also, something that I felt like was kind of unrealistic was 5 a.m. If you get so hung up on the 5 a.m., if you miss it, you're more likely to burn out because you feel like, oh, I already messed up. Now I have to start all over again. And there's this concept of failure. It's like, no, don't get so hung up on 5 a.m. Find out what works for you and set a goal and gradually try to get there by waking up a little bit earlier every day. A win is a win. I think the ideas in the book are solid. They just could have been explained in like less pages because the concept isn't new. It's more practical and the dialogue is somewhat simple that it didn't need to be 314 pages. It kind of slowed down at the end for me, but overall a good read. Honestly, I think the biggest challenge is just actually doing it, actually waking up at 5 a.m., prioritizing yourself. I think that's the hardest part. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's one thing to read about the 5 a.m. club, but it's a whole nother beast to do the 5 a.m. club. So you're probably thinking like, well, dang, Benzie, is the book even worth reading? And I think it is. If you're someone who's into personal growth, productivity, morning routines, I think that this book will fire you up. It'll be a good kick in the butt. Also, if you're somebody who struggles with time management and discipline, I think this book can help you shift your mindset and give you some perspective. But if you're not into storytelling and self-help books, don't read this book. And if you're somebody who already has established a solid morning routine, who's a veteran in the 5 a.m. club or getting up early business, then this might seem a little elementary for you. Overall, I recommend this book if you're serious about improving your morning routines. Even if you don't wake up at 5 a.m., the principles inside this book can still help you build better habits. So my final rating of this book, I give this book a whopping 4.2 stars. I really enjoyed the practicality of it and the inspirational writing style and the quote, but I think the fable style of writing, towards the end, it got kind of slow. All right, so now I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know if you've read the 5 a.m. Club, and if so, what was your favorite part? Did you wake up early, or if anything stuck with you at all? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you love books, personal development, and just leveling up. Then stay tuned because next I'm going to be reviewing The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and you're not going to want to miss it.